Okay, I'm sorry, I kind of ran out of time, so I had to kind of split this up into two parts. I thought I could get it all in under 50 megabytes, but it didn't. So this is the second part. We already got this equation from part A. Showed you how to do that. And now we're going to put this in our calculator and try to find the dimensions as well as the volume. So we'll put our function in. So this is going to be 12x squared minus 264x plus 1064. So that's our derivative. That's what we're looking for. That's v of x prime. Move this over just a little bit there. All right, v prime of x. And we know that this is the height, the length, and the width. All right, so let's go to zoom 6 so we can graph this. And there's our derivative. Now remember, our derivative is going, it's shaped like a U, so this is going to be probably the left branch of the U. So but hopefully we'll see that this is going to be positive to negative. I'm going from left to right. We can see that by going to second calc, and we're going to try to find the 0. And this is going to give us our values at x equals 0. See, we're very positive. And then we get a little less positive, and then we just keep cursing over until y changes. So y, which is the actual value of the derivative, is positive here, then it's going to go to negative. So that's what I want to find. And we can watch over there. Up to change. So right there, y is positive. It's 28.8 something. And then if I go a little more to the right, it's going to be negative. So this is where my derivative changes from positive to negative. That means the slope of my function goes from positive to negative, which looks like this, which means it's going to be a relative maximum. Positive to negative, relative maximum. That's what we're looking for. So go back, my left bound will be at 5.1, and then you can see the right bound, it's a little bit more to the right. So. But sometimes, since this is so vertical, you almost have to look over here, because here I'm 5.10, and now I'm 5.3, so I'm moving from left to right. So there's my left bound at 5.1, so I press enter. My right bound at 5.31, that's why when y changes to negative, I press enter. Don't really care to guess. And that's what I have. So that's my critical number. That's where the derivative changes from positive to negative. It's like my first derivative test right there. Okay? So I want to use that. That's going to actually be my height. Remember, x is the height. So we're going to store that. So we go to second mode or quit. That's going to put us on the home screen. And we'll press store. And we're going to put that in alpha A and press enter. Now I also want to find the length, which is 38 minus 2x, and the width, which is 28 minus 2x. And every time I need an x, I just put alpha A. So my length is 38 minus 2 alpha A. Enter. And that's my length. I wrote these down already because I had to redo this. Okay? Because I ran out of time. Okay? And I'm going to store that in alpha B. So store alpha B, because I'm going to use that later to find my volume. And then I have to find the width, which is 28 minus 2x. So that's going to be 28 minus 2 alpha A, enter, and there's my width. Now I could multiply, this is the width, I could multiply it by the height and the length, alpha A and alpha B, and I would get the volume. Or I could just store it in alpha C and then multiply the 3. So sometimes it's a little bit easier to see that. So I'm going to store alpha C. Enter. So those are my dimensions. There's the length, the width, and alpha A, which is the height. And I round off. In each case, I round it off to 2 places. This is, you can see, this is 17.372, so 372 is less than 5. This is 27.372, 2 is less than 5. And then alpha A, that was 5.313, 3 is less than 5, so that's 531. Now if I want the volume, I just take length times width times height, which is actually alpha B times alpha C times alpha A, but it doesn't matter. It's just like a multiplication is commutative. So I'll just take alpha A times alpha B times alpha C, and that's going to give me, oops, what's that? Alpha C, and that's going to give me the volume, and I press enter, and I get 2626.84, and that's 0, so I just drop it, and there's your volume. And that's going to be inches cubed. Just slide this over a little bit like that, so you can see your units, and there you go. So practice that. Make sure you could get everything done. It's not difficult. You just have to be careful that you don't press the wrong button.